So have you been wondering how to grow a brand online? Everybody's talking about brand and branding. And do you even know where to get started? Sometimes we just don't know how to get started or where to get started. So in this video, I am going to talk about 6 ways that you can build and grow a strong brand online. So if that is something you are interested in, keep watching. Well, hello awesome people, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to me, I am Marshalyn Hudson, your social media and brand strategist. And on this channel, we give tips and tools and strategies to help you grow and build a brand online. So if you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, side hustler, then this video is for you and this channel is for you. And I hope you would subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And every time we do a video, we get notified, which is once a week. So let's dive in. Today, I want to give you 6 tips on how to build a strong brand online. So what is a brand, or what is branding? Well, it is more than just your colors or your logo, but it is what you stand for. It is what people say when you're not around. It is something that will help you grow your business and bring you success. So building a strong brand is so important. So let's talk about 6 ways today that you can do that. So let's dive into the 6 tips that I have for you today. So number 1, you want to know who your ideal audience is. When you're growing a brand online, you just have to know who is your ideal audience. And I tell people, everybody is not your audience. And I'm sure you've heard, if you try to serve everybody, you serve nobody. So yes, you may have clients from all walks of life, or many different clients, but you do have one ideal audience. And for me, I know my ideal audience is a woman entrepreneur. She's of a certain age and she makes a certain income, and she is serious about growing her business. And the reason why I know is because these are the people who mainly hire me, who mainly want to work with me, and who I really enjoy working with. This is how you know who your ideal audience is. And so it's so important to know, because when you know your ideal audience, then you can do everything to build your brand and focus your brand on that ideal audience. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, you will get other clients, but you want to focus in on an ideal audience. There are 4.7 billion people online. I don't really need 4.7 billion people to run my business, but I need a focused audience. So get a pen, get some paper, write it down. Who is this person? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a company? What's their income? Where do they like to hang out online? What are their interests? What are their behaviors? You want to know all of that so you can focus your brand toward that focused audience. So number 2, you want to develop a brand voice. And so what is a brand voice? You want to decide if you are going to be informative, if you're going to have an educational voice, if it's going to be entertaining, inspirational. You want to be consistent with a brand voice, because if you want to create an unforgettable brand, you have to have an unforgettable voice. So are you going to do educational tips? That could be your brand voice. Are you going to be entertaining? Are you going to be the type of person who actually helps people get motivated? On my channels, my brand voice, and I've established this voice over and over for the last few years, I mainly give motivational tips, inspirational tips, and educational tips. That's my brand voice. I motivate entrepreneurs. I help them with creativity. I help them to keep going. And then in the education realm, I give them all kind of tips and tools and strategies for branding and building a business online. So that's my brand voice. So you want to decide what kind of brand voice are you going to have so you can be consistent across all of your channels. So number 3, you want to build a consistent social media presence. Now, I talk about social media quite a bit because we need a social media presence. It's just not an option, especially if you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, side hustler. You want to build that. So you don't have to be everywhere. I say pick 1 to 2 sites, go all in on those 2 sites. And then maybe if you want, you can add others down the road, but you don't need to be everywhere. I mean, do you really have time to be on every site? Do you really have time to work a whole lot of sites? I know I don't. And so you want to make sure that you have a consistent schedule. You don't have to be online every day, all day. Things have changed, and I've been in social media since 2015, working as a social media strategist, and things have changed. It used to be you have to post 3, 4, 5 times a day. You have to be on this site 4 or 5 times a day. It's not like that. 3 days a week, 2 sites, and that is a good strategy for building a consistent business online. And I always tell people, figure out where your audience is, and those are the 2 sites you want to be on. And then figure out what 3 days a week can you actually commit to building that presence, because you're busy, you're working, you have a lot to do. And I like that schedule. I like that strategy. Now, of course, I'm a social media strategist. I post online every day, and I am on a lot of sites. But if that's not your industry, you don't need to do that. So pick 2 or 3 days a week, pick 1 or 2 sites, and build a strong presence online. So number 4, you can actually start a blog. If you want to grow a brand, especially an unforgettable brand online, start a blog. And you don't have to be a writer, you don't have to make long blogs. It just needs to be informative, it needs to be valuable, something that people can use in their business or their lives. And you can add a blog to your website. You can blog once a week, or if that's too much, twice a month. But blogging will help you really grow an unforgettable brand, and you also position yourself as an industry leader when you start blogging. And Google picks you up when you start blogging. So there's so many benefits, and people say, well, okay, Marsha, how can I get started with blogging? And I tell people, YouTube is great for getting started with blogging. And WordPress, you can do a blog with WordPress for free. Some websites have features where you can actually start a blog, and all you have to do is give a few tips, information once a week or twice a month, and start blogging. You can really grow an unforgettable brand if you add a blog to your online presence. So number 5, when you're growing a brand online and you want it to be an unforgettable brand, devote yourself to customer service. Think about the companies that you like and you think, wow, they really give good customer service. Because remember, your brand is what people say about you when you're not around. And if you want them to say, wow, you really give good customer service, you want to devote yourself to that. So how do you give good customer service online? Well, you answer questions, you solve problems with your content, you figure out if people are frustrated or having struggles, and you be the solution person for that. And so think about companies that you like and you think they really give great customer service. When I think of that, I think of Amazon. And Amazon gives great customer service, and I think that is why they're so successful. Everybody orders from them almost every day. I know I do. They have great prices, they deliver fast, and they have a great return policy with no questions asked. Great customer service. You want to be that business owner. You want people to say you give great customer service. And the last tip I have for you, number 6, is you want to engage your audience with valuable content. Now that you're growing your brand or you're rebranding, sometimes we're rebranding or we're starting over, and now that you're doing that and you're building this unforgettable brand, you want to make sure you're engaging valuable content across the board, whether it's on a blog or whether you email or your social media posts. Always give valuable content. And you might say, okay, Marsha, what is valuable content? I always say, your content is valuable if you can ask yourself these questions and answer them. Every time you get ready to post, whether it's to Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or even do a blog, ask yourself, does this post inspire? And if it does, that's valuable information. Ask yourself, does this post motivate someone to keep going or, hang in there? If you can say yes, that's valuable information. Does this post educate? If they're giving tips or a tutorial or how to, ask yourself, does this post educate? That's valuable information. Does this post show somebody the real me behind the scenes? Whereas you may take a picture with your phone, maybe you're doing something in your business, post it and talk about it. Does this post show the authentic me? Talk about your whys, your struggles, your passions. Ask yourself, does this post show people that I'm personable? Can people connect with me and feel what I'm feeling? This post is valuable. And then lastly, of course, you want to promote your products and services because you are in business and you do need to make money. And so there's an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you post valuable, helpful information. Ask questions and answer questions, solve problems, be the solution person, show behind the scenes, do inspirational posts, motivational posts. And then that's 80% of the time. 20% promote a product. When you give value and you give helpful, valuable content, people are more inclined to purchase a product when you happen to sell something. So yes, you promote your services. Maybe you have a book that's coming out, or a course that you're doing, or a webinar, or you want to send people to your website and promote it. People are more inclined then to give you an opportunity to show your product, and even they're more inclined to purchase because you've given them so much value, instead of just showing up trying to sell, showing up posting trying to sell, being on Instagram just posting all your stuff trying to sell, or sending out an email and you're just trying to sell. You don't want to be a salesy person. You don't want to be overly promotional. That's kind of a turn off. You want to give value first and sell second. So I hope that these 6 tips have helped you. And I hope that as you get ready to brand or even rebrand and grow your business and create an unforgettable brand, that you remember these tips and implement them if you can. So until next time, I am Marsha Lynn Hudson. I am your social media and brand strategist.